Hello everybody, welcome back to OMB Reviews. I am the critic who is a cynic. Hope you're doing well, and today I'll be doing a review of the Top Gun Maverick Blu-ray. That's right, the physical media release is finally upon us. This bad boy becomes available on November 1st, but thank you to Paramount for sending me a review copy of the movie to be able to check out all the special features, which I have been waiting so very long to be able to do, and also to be able to watch this movie again with my wife. So, I'm going to talk about this, some of the special features on it, and also, is it worth getting on physical media? And we'll talk about this and many other things. Before going any further, please make sure you smash that like button, lab that fire button if you're watching over on Odyssey, smash the rumble button as well, and also make sure you are subscribed to the channel with the bell notification, and that way you know every time the video or live stream goes live on the channel. Always so hard to get through that initial beginning. But yes, Top Gun Maverick, one of the greatest films, if not the best film of 2022 by far. Finally getting a physical media release, and again, huge shout out to Paramount for sending this copy my way. So if you do get the Blu-ray edition of the film, you got not only the Blu-ray copy, but also the digital code as well. And obviously, you all know I'm much more of a physical media personality. I think that the quality that you get from physical media is just that much higher and just that much better than what you would get in a digital download copy. So though you get the convenience of a digital download copy, you also do get the fantastic film itself. And one of the concerns that I had about this movie when I was waiting for the physical media release of it was whether or not it would translate as well on a smaller screen, because one of the things that really blew me away about this movie was the cinematography. And the cinematography looked incredible in IMAX. You know, there were IMAX cameras, IMAX quality cameras that were put into these jets as these actors were in the actual jets as they were being flown. And so you have these incredible moments where you're looking and you're seeing the actual sky behind them, and you're seeing the actors actually going through all of these different aerial sequences, and it looked phenomenal on IMAX. And so my concern was, hey, is this something that's going to translate onto a smaller screen? And I can confirm it absolutely does, it in a very compelling way. And one of the greatest pieces of evidence I have for that is not only just my own commentary and my own opinion, but the fact that my wife, throughout the entirety of those aerial sequences, kept telling me, wow, I am very uncomfortable right now. Like, she felt so uncomfortable. She felt so nervous because even on that smaller screen, she felt so immersed in the movie. She felt so immersed in what was going on, and she felt fear for the actors and for the pilots as they were doing these incredible sequences, getting so very close to the ground. And that's one of the things, too, that I love about the special features on this disc. One of the only concerns, or rather one of the only, at this point, criticisms that I have about this physical media release is that there's not more special features. I mean, obviously, over 30 minutes of special features is good. Seems pretty standard these days. And I know that the 4K, the only difference between the special features on the Blu-ray and the 4K that I'm aware of is that the 4K will have a masterclass with Tom Cruise from the Cannes Film Festival, where he's discussing his career at the flagship event. So at the 75th Annual Cannes Film Festival, he again, that whole sequence is available on the 4K release, whereas the Blu-ray release has all of the other special features, including Cleared for Takeoff, Breaking New Ground, A Love Letter to Aviation, Forging the Dark Star, which are all really, really good. That all being said, I just wish that there were more. I just wish that they were longer. Each special feature segment is no more than 10 minutes long, but I will say this much. What it lacks in quantity, as far as the actual length of special features are concerned, it absolutely makes up with quality. Every single one of those special features, you can tell that they took their time with it, that they actually wanted to give the people, the fans of this movie, and people who are actually having a lot of interest in the making of this film, as much quality content as they possibly could. Some of the best moments are when they're actually going into the filming of Top Gun Maverick, the sequence called Breaking New Ground, where they're showing you how they specially fitted these IMAX cameras. And not only do they put one IMAX camera, and obviously these are digital IMAX quality cameras, not with the actual film reel, but not only did they put one camera into these jets, they were able to get 6 of these cameras. And so they show the process of how they were working very much hand in hand with these pilots and with the military to be able to get this new technology that's never been done before, and to get all of these angles. And so they show you a couple of sequences where they have all of the angles, all 6 angles of the pilots, or rather of all 6 images of the actors in the jets. and what it looks like, and also the fact that these actors, not only do they have to experience the G-forces, not only did they have to actually go through basic training, as it were, to be able to fly these planes. Like, they were not allowed to fly, or rather not to be allowed to be flown in these, because they didn't actually, obviously these actors, even Tom Cruise wasn't able to fly one of these military grade jets, but even just to be a passenger, even just to be able to be within that jet, they had to go through training, and they had to pass through certain levels of training, and they go through that as well, right? The amount of training that they had to go through to actually get into it. But one of the other aspects that you don't think about all that often, and I think you appreciate it that much more when you're watching the movie, is that each of the actors not only had to learn how to experience these G-forces in a jet, but they also had to learn cinematography, had to learn lighting, and had to learn so many other things, because in that jet, in those moments when they're up there, they are basically their own cinematographer, and in certain ways their own director. Not only do they have to know their lines and to be able to give those while they're experiencing these insane levels of G-force, as far as like actors, not actual trained pilots, are experiencing. But you also have them having to make sure that their shots are in line, making sure the lighting is okay, and all of these other qualities. And so it's pretty amazing just how much these actors went through, and it makes you appreciate those sequences even more, because not only are you just blown away by the fact that you're seeing this actor in this actual jet that's being flown, but then you also realize, oh wow, okay, so this actor was able to figure out, hey, right now we've got really good lighting, or right now this is going to be the best angle, or right now this is going to be what I have to do. Here's the angle that I'm going to have to approach my my performance from as well. And so that was a really awesome thing to be able to see and to be able to witness. They also are able to go into the relationship between the actors as well, to a certain extent, and just how much of this production was Tom Cruise's production. And we talk about this a lot in the box office breakdowns, about how actors really don't sell tickets anymore. It really tends to be, hey, are the films that are being made, interesting to audiences, right? Are the trailers compelling enough to drive audiences out? Is the word of mouth on a film good enough to be able to get more and more people out to go see a specific film? And I've always said that for a very long time now, that actors really don't have that same power anymore. But when you look at this film, you realize just how much this film is just a Tom Cruise production. Yes, you have the other directors and you have the other actors and producers involved. Jerry Bruckheimer is featured on some of the interviews for this, but I mean, Tom Cruise is at the head of the table in almost all of these sequences where they're going over, okay, here's what we're doing today, right? Here are the sequences that we're trying to get. Here are the images that we're trying to get. Here are the things that we're going to try to be able to do with the time that we have. And they were also very much being very specific about, hey, we only have a certain amount of time with these jets, right? So even though they are Hollywood actors, even though they have all this money, the military said, hey, you only have a certain amount of time with these actual jets, because these are actual jets that are going to be used in actual training and possibly even in actual war. And so the fact that they were able to show that as well, it kind of raised the stakes a little bit about, hey, they're going to have to really take and use their time very, very well. So I just love that so very much. And so if I had to give this actual Blu-ray release a grade, I'm going to give it a solid A, just like the movie. I still love the movie. Even after a second time, I was reminded why I came out of the film loving this movie, with my only criticism of the film when I came out being that they did not feature Danger Zone enough. Obviously, they feature at the very beginning of the movie, but man, they should have featured it in the credit sequence, because I think that just would have been even more perfect. But that was really the only criticism I had. Coming out of it, watching it now a second time, and yeah, this is only the second time that I've watched it, which is kind of crazy because of how good it is. Even my wife was like, wow, this film is fantastic. You weren't kidding about how good this is, and hey, she even said, hey, I think this is a lot better than even the original movie, which she actually also enjoys. And so overall, I think this release is great. Do I think that there could have been more special sequences and more special features and more time? Absolutely. And obviously that is something that I think will leave some people, leaving a little bit more. But it does, again, have, the quality of the special features, I think, is definitely there. And so even though you're not getting as much time, the fact that they are spending the time on the things that people care about the most, which is, hey, how in the world did you get those shots? Let me see some behind the scenes. There's one great shot where it looks like it's being caught on cell phone footage or something, where it's actually one of the jets flying by the ground crew, and you just see, literally, you see how close they actually got from the outside, and there's this great slow motion shot, and it's just phenomenal. So not only should you buy this movie because it's phenomenal, it's a great movie on physical media, but also because you get those special features. And so the 4K has all these special features, plus the masterclass by Tom Cruise. This has all of the other special features without the Tom Cruise masterclass, but I think the most important of the special features are available on the Blu-ray as well. So again, highly recommend this release. And again, shout out to Paramount for letting me have a review copy early. And I had already purchased 2 of the 4K Steelbooks as soon as they became available. Before the artwork was even finalized, they were releasing this movie, I think was about maybe a week or so after its initial theatrical release. They had already had available on Best Buy the pre-order. And I knew that this one was going to sell out very quickly. And so I pre-ordered 2 of them. And so I cannot wait to get the actual 4K release. Right now, there's also still a mega fan edition that features both Top Gun films, and that one's going for about, if you buy it on Best Buy, it's about $120, whereas on Amazon, I think it's about $140. It looks like it's going to offer a lot of things. I don't know quite sure if I'm going to get that one or not. I mean, it looks awesome, and I'm sure it's packed with so many extra things. I'll have to look and see exactly what it's going to offer as far as special features are concerned. And if there was any lacking special features on this, not just for time's sake, for anything else, I think that it would have been cool had this film had maybe some actual commentary, because it doesn't have it. It doesn't really have anything listed here about any type of commentary, which I think is something that most films should have these days. It'd be awesome to have this film and then have Tom Cruise talking about the sequences, having the cinematographer Claudio Miranda, who again did a phenomenal job. It would have been also having a little bit more Claudio Miranda. He was only featured a couple times, which I was like, big part of this movie is definitely cinematography. And I wish he had been featured a little bit more. But with all that being said, have you seen Top Gun Maverick? You should have seen it already. And also, do you plan on buying it? Have you pre-ordered it? It is, again, available for pre-order. It will be available November 1st as far as a physical media release is concerned. And which version are you going to get? Are you going to get the Blu-ray, the DVD, the 4K? Again, I highly would recommend this film. Again, I think the Blu-ray does a phenomenal job. I know River was there watching this with us, and she was even amazed by these sequences. So let me know your thoughts about this and anything else I mentioned in the comment section down below. If you like this video, smash that like button, line up the fire button on Odyssey. You guys are all amazing and beautiful people. Hope you'll have a wonderful rest of your day. Shout out to Tina B, Empress of the Universe. And as always, God bless. And now for a huge special shout out to all of my locals, Patreon, and Subscribestar members at the Keeper of the Bifrost level and above. Starting off with Patreon, Father Luca Illick, Garrett Searles, Joe Horn, Jaimir Ari Hymason, Jeff Toon, Jonathan Carney, Laura, the Modern Major General Story, Orange Hat Reviews, who you can check out over on YouTube at the channel with the same name, Rosetta Allen, who also has a YouTube channel called Eagle Rider, and Miss Martin Muses, who also has a YouTube channel by the same name. Thank y'all very much, my Patreon supporters. And also for my Subscribestar peeps, Matt317, who you can check out over on Twitch at Matt317, Storm Tracker, The R, Fast Reaction, Mr. Roy, J-Rod the Beer Guru, and ZK-Man, who you can check out over at xtheboundaries.co. And lastly, my locals members, Miss Minnesota Hockey Fan, How About a Hockey Player, UAB Mad Dog, Mike Jackson, For the Win, J.H. Schwalbach, and the great lawyer, Robert Barnes. Thank you all so very much for your support. If you would like for your name to be shouted out at the end of every live stream and video, please make sure to check out the top link in the video description where you can sign up over on Patreon, Subscribestar, or Locals. You get access to things not only like shoutouts, but also to giveaways of 4Ks and Blu-rays, an exclusive podcast that I do with John the Flick Pick Flickinger every single month, and also the Chosen of Valhalla live stream for my Chosen of Valhalla members, which we do once a month, and it is a lot of fun. So all of this and plenty of more content, check out those links in the link tree in that top comment down below. You guys are all amazing and beautiful people. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. A blessed October to everyone out there. Blessed month of the Blessed Virgin Mary. And as always, God bless.